Alright, what's going on, guys? I'm going to be doing a trade recap for today's trade. And today I ended up taking these longs here to all-time highs on NQ. And let's get right into it. So basically, I'm just going to start in the 1 hour. Damn, we just started pumping crazy. What the hell? But anyways, I had this set for my targets, these all-time highs, just because if you guys see, we did have a lot of stacked highs here, and there was half day yesterday for the market, so I did want to see that previous day high get hit. And if you guys look at this same chart over here on ES, this left side is NQ and this right side is going to be ES. So we do have the same all-time highs, but let's go to the 4 hour chart. So what I was looking at was this 4 hour fair value gap right here. So out of that 4 hour fair value gap, I did want to see some 15-minute structure to the upside. And by 15-minute structure, I just mean a 15-minute CISD, which would be this right here. And why is that the 15-minute CISD? Just because it is the last series of down close candles that tapped into this gap. So once it get closed above, that shows me that the intraday reversal has been set, and if I'm bullish, I want to see this thing get respected. And if you see here at pre-market, well, 9:30 open, we came down perfectly, tapped this, and ended up hitting all-time highs. You could have set limits there and traded that, but instead I waited for, if you guys look over here on ES, these were the London lows at the time, and these same London lows that the reversal was formed at on NQ. If you guys see on ES, we ended up coming down and taking these lows, which was just showing me that ES was the weaker asset and NQ was the stronger asset. So I'm going to long the stronger asset and short the weaker one, but I'm only looking for longs today. I was only interested in longs today because the higher time frame trend is bullish. See, we're going up. Can you see that? We are going up. So why would anyone want to short this? Good question. But anyways, so yeah, we did have this 15-minute gap. I'm gonna take this off just because it's obstructing my view. But we did have this 15-minute gap here around open. This was at 8:15, and I did want to see this get respected, and it ended up getting respected at open. So at open, we ended up, I'm gonna show you guys. This was 9:30 open right here. Sorry. This is 9:30 open right here. This candle. So 9:30 we manipulated lower, tapped into that. Remember that 15-minute CASD that I mentioned earlier? Tapped into that. And then from there, we ended up pushing up. So I ended up getting in a little late, maybe like around here. I'll pull up my executions at the end. But my sign to start looking for longs was once we closed through this 5-minute gap here. So once we closed through that, that was enough to tell me to look for longs. And I did enter prematurely before this candle closed just because it looked like it was going to close with strength. So I didn't think that it was going to come back down to retest my entry. So I just market entered. And I did end up getting another continuation entry out of this 5-minute gap. So if you guys can see, we do have a bullish 5-minute gap here. This 5-minute gap here. So from that one, I just ended up entering on the 1 minute. And same thing, 1 minute CISD, series of down close candles or singular candle that tapped into the gap. Once it got closed above, that was my stop at the low. Target was all-time highs. And yes, this did rip a little higher, but I have no targets up there, so I have no reason to aim for higher. Like I just have to take profit where I know the market's gonna go. Anything up here, like you're just guessing. And this is not good. I don't think that's good trading, to be honest. But yeah, uh, that's basically it, really. Something that I would look for at market open would be just 1 hour highs and lows, like 1 hour extremes, like extreme highs and lows, like this up here. If I was looking at the chart right now, I would mark these and like, yeah, I would probably mark this up here. But yeah, you guys can see ES really didn't end up pushing up that much, that high. Like, yeah, it did move up a little bit, but not as much as NQ. So I want you guys to maybe pay attention to try to figure out which asset is stronger. And you can literally simply find that by seeing what asset is making higher highs, higher lows, I mean, or lower lows. And yeah. Mm, I was also looking at this trade on ES. I didn't take this, but if I was going to take this, if I was going to trade ES, I would have probably taken this. But no, I didn't take that. I took this over here. So I'm going to show my executions. Just one sec. Yeah, so these are my executions. That are getting up like right here, basically. But yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people wanted to try to catch these shorts, but at that point, like I said earlier, I'm not interested in shorts at all. Like I don't want to short this at all. I want to go with the trend because when you go with the trend, that's when you find that you'll be able to catch bigger expansion moves. And even if I was gonna short this, I would not short NQ. I would probably short ES, or if you guys look over here, look at YM. I know a lot of you guys probably don't look at the Dow Jones, but look at this. YM didn't even go up today. It went up a little bit, but like it just dumped. Again, look to these extreme lows. If I go on the 1 hour or on the 4 hour, look, swing low, tapped it perfectly. From here, it'll probably maybe push up, but I wouldn't want to long this again because out of all these three, it's the weakest asset. So right now, I would honestly just be looking to long NQ, and I wouldn't really be interested in these other assets. So as long as we're at all-time highs and we dump overnight, then I could just see us keep making all-time highs. We just gotta follow the trend. And just because sometimes I send these little pre-market outlooks and I say that I'm looking for higher doesn't mean just long at open, because usually open likes to make these manipulation moves and tap into higher time frame levels like it did today. So just wait for that manipulation, zoom out and look to where the higher time frame manipulation could happen. And from there, stick to your targets. And this was a really good target, as you guys could see. We had these stacked highs. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today's trade recap. And yeah, I think Alpha Futures is having 25% off. So if you guys want, use my code. It would. It's honestly a pretty good deal. Alpha Futures right now, they're probably the best in the game. Not gonna lie. So yeah, you guys have a good one. Ask me questions if you guys have any, and yeah, take care.